Hey everyone, this is Pat from Central. In this screencast, we're going to be talking about how to process the directories that you have obtained from high schools. The directory process is a huge way to reach a large amount of students this summer, so you're definitely going to want to get started on obtaining those directories. Once you do have them, there's two different ways we can enter them in the system, and we'll go through both ways right now. What you do first is go to your IBbase page. Under the Operations section, you're going to look underneath Directories. You're going to click on Add. You're going to choose today's date, and then there's two options for directory processing type: internal and external. The internal directory processing will be done by yourself. You're going to manually enter in the names and addresses of all the students you want to reach out to. This is usually done when the directory is less than 250 students, or you want to get it done in a timely fashion. Maybe you want to send out a mailing within the next 2 days or so, and you really need it done quickly, so you'll do it manually yourself. The second type of processing, external, is done for directories that are a lot larger, usually 1,000 or 2,000 students, and you definitely do not want to be doing them manually. So we're going to outsource those to our outside vendors, and they will manually do it themselves and send it back to you. For the first type, we'll choose internal. What you're going to want to do is choose the high school that you have the directory for. In this case, I'm going to search Duxbury. Select Duxbury High School and move on down the page. The promised compensation is usually free. We don't want you guys spending money for these directories, so usually you can get them for free. If there is some sort of promised compensation, maybe $10 or $20, you'll select it here, but for this example, we'll just keep it at free. The date the directory was obtained, we'll say was today, and the directory year is up to date, so it's 2011. Now this YouSendIt URL is the important part. YouSendIt is a website that we're going to use so you guys can send us your files. So what you want to do is go to yousendit.com and log in. The email address that you're going to log in with is admin@ivyinsiders.com, and the password is YT123456. You're going to log in, click on the Send tab, and you're going to send all the directories to directories@ivyinsiders.com. The subject of the message is always going to be the high school of the directory, so I'm going to type in Duxbury High School. You don't need a message, and then select File. You're going to select the Excel spreadsheet that you have manually typed in. As soon as you select that, it'll attach it to the email, and you're going to click on Send It. After you click on Send It, the file will be sent, and what will result is a URL. You want to copy and paste this URL back into the IBbase. You'll hit Save, and that'll just send a record for us that you have an internally processed directory. I'm not going to save it now, so I'm just going to go back to the IBbase. The second type of directory we have was those external directories. So once again, you're going to click on Add under the Directories tab. You're going to choose today's date. And now the directory processing type is external. Once again, you're going to choose the high school. So I'm going to type in Duxbury High School. Say I did that. Once the promised compensation, we'll keep it at free again. Directory obtained today. Directory year is up to date. And now for the external directory, it's a little bit different. Usually the external directories are a large book of 1,000, 2,000 names or so. So you're going to need to actually scan the pages of the directory into different files. So we'll say the directory was scanned in today. When you scan it, you want to scan it at the 150 DPI setting into a bunch of different pages. We'll say there are 20 different images, and there's one page per image, and then the number of entries per page, let's say there's 100 students information per page. So right there we have the 2,000 total students, and once again we're going to need the YouSendIt URL. You go back to YouSendIt, do the same thing, send it to directories at Ivy Insiders, subject line Duxbury High School, select the file. So now you're going to select that PDF version of the file that you scanned in. Go down, click on Send It. Once again, as soon as it's sent, you'll have a URL. Go back into your Ivy Base and paste the URL in here and click on Save. Now, as soon as you have that saved, you can check it out in the Reports section. So you'll be able to see all the different directories that you have sent externally in the Report section. In this instance, I didn't actually send that, so I don't have a report here. But let's say I had sent, five directories externally. You'd see all 5 of them lined up right here. The dates that they were uploaded and sent, number of images, number of pages per image, total entries, everything like that. As soon as that external directory is completed by our outside vendor, they're going to upload it back into Ivy Base here, and you'll be able to actually see the CSV file, the Excel file that they have created. You're going to want to check that and make sure all the information there is correct. Sometimes in a directory, if it's all the students are from the same town, it'll just have their home address, but it won't include the town name or the state name or the zip code. So if that is true, you're going to want to make mention of that, and we can send it back out to actually include all that information as well. But once that directory is complete and you've checked it to make sure everything is correct, we can then send it out in the mailings. Like I said before, this is a very important part for your summer and your marketing. You'll be able to reach a large number of students very easily just by obtaining these directories. You're going to want to obtain as many as possible. And then the difference between those internal and external, if you want them done quickly and there's not a whole lot of them, you can do them internally and manually upload them yourselves. The external ones are good for large directories if it's not needed in such a timely manner. There's a lot of great information on the intranet and also in this Ivy Base system. If you do have any other questions, once again, feel free to email central@ivyinsiders.com.